All right, so I was out yesterday. I was holding out from Sleepers Media, and the holdout is over. I'm back. So I wanted to make sure that I got to be a part of the post Darius Adams Maryland commitment video. You and Dion did a good job. I watched that. Although I will say it was 90% Dion just being like Darius Adams stinks.
Yeah.
So didn't expect that to be the angle of this commitment. I know you pushed back on it a little bit, but anyways, beside the point, I want to have the conversation with you. Now that Michigan State has missed on Adams, and the report from your side is that they basically matched the best offer, put all their chips in, and he just chose Maryland. Um, what do they do now?
Are you a higher power guy?
Like, do I believe in higher powers?
Yeah.
I don't know. Didn't expect to be asked that.
Yeah, well, because I think the best way forward is just to kind of leave it all up to that person.
Okay.
Never been more over, man.
I'm
This
confused by
this
you.
is it. This is it. This is the roster.
I don't think that's the case.
Even if it's not the case, the one person that will be brought in, probably one person, will be nothing that moves me in any way
I don't think that's the case either. I'm confused by your approach here.
with Michigan State.
I feel like when I get on these videos with you, you're very doomsday with me. And I think when you're in other spots, you're not. And I don't know what's real right now.
Yeah,
Like you
well,
don't have to play doomsday. I don't think it's doomsday that you missed Darius Adams.
you know.
I think he was like the most talented upside shot available just because he became available. But like there's other pivots here.
See, I'm more so pivoting to hope for guys that are on the roster, like hoping Kurtang is something, hoping Cohen Carr takes another step, hoping Jackson Colt, like hoping guys that are currently on the roster take steps more so than I'm hoping on adding another piece. Because I feel like Darius Adams was the last that level type piece that we could add.
Maybe. I mean, there definitely is only one other McDonald's All-American that you could add at this point, this late in the cycle, and just so happens to be another Michigan State previous target. So, but like I hear your point, like there aren't many guys like that, but there are other guys. There's still a lot of players in the portal that are available. I guess the point to me, like, why is this a conversation? Now that we know Michigan State did try everything they could to get Darius Adams, that to me tells me that the staff believes this team still needs a big fish. And I think that's an interesting pairing with the way we've interpreted their offseason before this cart, because I don't feel like they've necessarily moved pre Darius Adams as if they need a big fish. Like we're still hearing like, yeah, they'll add a backup point guard. Or like,
Yeah.
yeah, they'll add these guys. Like was a different type of target, you know?
But don't you think somewhat like deep down that the only reason that they did go after him is because they originally like it's kind of like they had to go after him. They didn't have a choice.
I don't think they had to, but
I mean, given that they had the relationship and recruited him before, they kind of had to. Like, it would have been, I would have came on here and be like, why the hell are we not doing this? Like, they were somewhat, you know, it was given to them to do, and they had to do it.
yeah, yeah, I guess so. I don't
Like,
know.
like imagine if they didn't even reach out to him. We would have came on here and be like, why is Michigan State not reaching out to the guy they recruited and finished, in his final schools?
Sure. Like I get that, but then wouldn't you apply that to Nico Bardolo right now too?
I mean, yeah, I would, but there's other factors with Nico that are just not basketball related that I see it being uh just a bad situation possibly.
He's just a crazy person.
Yeah,
And
he's
you
yeah.
have less front court needs than you have back court needs, so there's a reason not to do it. That makes sense. But This video is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. We have a special offer for you. Use promo code SLEEPERS, place a deposit, and Underdog will match your deposit as a first time user up to $1,000 in bonus credits with a 50% deposit match. And they're giving you a free pick for the next 48 hours. And Dion, I know it has your attention.
It's Steph Curry to score 1 point in game 6, an elimination game at the crib. That's what we do. We've been beating the Rockets for a decade. Night, night.
1 point from Steph Curry, you win your free pick. Promo code SLEEPERS. Make sure you don't miss out. Let's get back to the video. I guess here's where I'm at, though. So I totally get like, oh, this late thing became available. We should try, even if it wasn't necessarily something we think we desperately need. This is a really good player that maybe our needs have changed now that we know he's available. Um, to me, I think if Michigan State felt great about their backcourt, they would not have even pursued Darius Adams. I don't think he's the caliber like you can't let him go. And maybe that's a misread by me. But to me, like the idea that Michigan State wanted to go all in and match resources and make the best offer tells me like, oh man, our backcourt is vulnerable and we need him. And if you miss him, then okay, you've decided you need something there. What are you going to do about it? And maybe they just roll with this, but like again, we're hearing from all sources like, well, they're still going to get a backup point guard. I guess my pivot would just be like, why aren't you after like an impact player? And maybe we're running out of impact players, but I don't know. Let me present a couple paths for you here. I still think they could go after Bundalo. I still think there are presumably like exploring international routes. I think we're going to end up doing a video about a kid tomorrow, but there is a point guard that played with Danny Wolf for Team Israel that there are intelligent people that would know reporting that Michigan State is at least inquiring about. His name is Noam Yaakov. I'm probably butchering the last name, but he's a big time passer, facilitator that's been really productive in international basketball. So that's different than the international prospects we floated earlier this week that were like, we don't know who these guys are. We know who this kid is. He's really good, and Michigan State's at least inquiring on him. So to me, that one's kind of in between, right? Because I don't think you're going to get that kid if the pitch is like, come be Jeremy Fears' backup. But he also might be good enough to play next to Jeremy Fears in a different role. So I guess my question is just this. You're in the Michigan State coaching room right now. You're sitting there next to Borovich and Sadi and Tom and Wojcik. Everybody's in there. What the hell is the whiteboard plan right now? Now that you missed Darius Adams, what are you trying to do?
See, this is the thing. Everything's so like, what's the word? Hogtied. Because like, let's say Michigan State would go after Bundalo. 0.0% chance we get him because we're not going to pay enough for him.
Here's my only thing. Didn't you match the best offer for Adams? So it
It
wasn't a
wasn't that
money issue.
it wasn't that high.
Okay. Are you sure Bundalo will be higher then? Because it seems like a lot of schools don't want Bundalo.
I'm assuming that it would be like given that he went to Washington and then the other schools on his list, I'm assuming it would be higher.
I think it might be one of those situations with Bundalo where like his camp's advising him the wrong thing here, and he's going to
Like
lose
like
money
you
in the process.
got you. Because I think the number I saw on Adams was 1.4, 1.2.
I mean, if y'all have 1.4, you can get a really good player.
Yeah. I don't know who that is though.
Well, what would be the approach? Because like, do you have to go international for that player at this point? Do you think there's a portal player you can get that's good enough for 1.4? Like that's the number that was floated with like Adam Miller, who I think if he was on Michigan State right now would start at the two.
Yeah. I
But
think
I don't see Michigan State targeting those guys, you know?
yeah, it's just there's so many factors and so many different I don't know, maybe like differencing opinions I think in the room that make it hard, right? Like I'm not saying that the staff's not on the same page or anything like that. That's not what I'm really trying to imply, but there's just so much what's the phrase we like to use? A lot of kid gloves with recruiting and players on this team. And I understand loyalty, I understand all that, but I think everything always comes with a caveat. It's like, oh, I want this guy, but he's too much money. Oh, I want this guy, but I don't think he could be a 1 kg. Oh, I want this guy, but oh, I don't think he can play the role. Like I don't want to make this guy upset. Everything is just like tiptoey about this process. And when you tiptoe, you end up with what we got right now, and probably what we're going to end up with.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. That's a little bit of a doomer approach. I feel like the Adams pursuit signals you're going to get somebody that can play. I just don't know who right now. But if I had to guess, I would bet it ends up being an international.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, it'd be something that I think Michigan State is doing for the first time, but at least they are in contact with, overseas guys. It's good to see them at least branching out that way. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't come into these places like I did feel pretty confident about the Adams thing, to be honest with you. Still like, damn, that sucks. But a lot of the recruitments that I feel like Michigan State comes into, you feel like confident they can get. Like, I don't even know if Trey Ford went anywhere else. And Caleb Glenn, I'm really not even sure. I think it came down to us in Washington, maybe. I don't really even know that for sure. But uh it's just it's just a different approach by Michigan State with a lot of these kids and these prospects. And if we are going to get a kid from overseas, it's going to be a very hard pitch, like you said. Like, what are we pitching these kids?
Yeah, you got to pitch the starting role, which,
Yeah, like it's hard to get kids to leave their life and their family if you're going to pitch them to come be a backup.
yeah, right. All right. Well, I feel like I didn't get a clear answer from you on what you would do.
Oh,
So,
I don't have one. That's
uh,
really what it is. I don't have one. If
okay.
someone does have one, I'd love to hear the options, but I don't see the vision.
I would take that 1.4 million that you threw at Adams or whatever the number was, throw it at the best international combo guard that you can. Illinois just got Mihailo Petrovic for around that number. Go get a player that good from the international waters that is comfortable at the two and the one and solves the
And
backcourt.
and and tell them they can start. Tell them they can start.